It's Cooking with Jackson and Libbie. Yeah, Cooking with Jackson and Libbie.
Hello, in the last video we made these delicious summer rolls, which are now nice and moist. They're on a bed of moist paper towel and they're under cellophane to stay moist. And in this video we're going to make delicious dipping sauce, peanut dipping sauce, to go with them.
It's really quick, it's really simple, and it does involve the stove, but just a little tiny bit of cooking, and it's really worth it, don't you think, to make your own sauce if you have the time and all the ingredients?
If you have this time, and this is amazing thing, they taste so good together, combined the summer rolls and this peanut dipping sauce. And there are tons of recipes for peanut dipping sauce. This is just a real quick, easy one to make, and it has actually a minimum number of ingredients in it.
Right.
So let's look at some of these ingredients.
I also wanted to just say, you know, a lot of the bottled sauces and dipping sauces, things like that, they cost a lot of money. They have a lot of preservatives in them to make sure that they stay on the shelf for a long time. But if you make it yourself, it might take 5 minutes.
And then you're not stuck with it.
And then you're not stuck with it. If you don't like it,
a jar of peanut dipping sauce, you're sort of stuck with a jar of peanut dipping sauce, which may take a long time to consume. But all these root ingredients, staple ingredients that are a part of our pantry, and hopefully will be a part of your pantry, are good to have around, and you can make all sorts of different things with them. Yeah. Starting with this. You guys probably have this at home. Peanut butter. And this is an all-natural peanut butter, basically just salt and
peanuts.
And peanuts. Peanuts and salt. That's it. And a little the peanut oil that's on top of it that comes out of the peanuts when they're pressed.
Right. When you get natural peanut butter, you probably know this, you have to mix that oil back into the peanuts so that it's nice and soft and smooth. And that can take a little bit of elbow grease.
Yeah.
You can use either smooth peanut butter for this recipe or chunky, and we're actually using chunky today because we like the little bits of peanuts.
So how much peanut butter?
I think it's a 1/4 cup.
Okay, a 1/4 cup peanut butter. And what's the next ingredient?
A Hoisin sauce.
Hoisin. Now this you may not have in your pantry. This is, it's an Asian sauce. It's very popular. It's basically, it has sugar in it. It has fermented soybeans, which create the sauce.
Doesn't that sound gross? But it's so
soybean
yummy.
paste. It's basically soybeans and sugar and a bunch of other things that make it really, it's one of the more essential ingredients in Asian or Chinese specifically cooking.
Right.
And it's one of the secrets that makes this sauce so easy to put together.
Exactly.
What's the next ingredient?
We
how
have,
much hoisin?
Say however much you put in a peanut butter, you put in this.
Okay,
I'm
equal
using,
amounts.
Yeah, and with sauces, one of the tricks is that with sauces like this, where there's not a lot of manipulation of the ingredients, it's just you're looking for a certain balance of flavors. If you like peanut butter a lot, you can maybe try a little bit more. If you like the hoisin, you can try a little bit more of that. I like a really good balance between the two of them.
And in the notes to this video, you'll have the ingredients listed
that we actually use.
Yeah. Okay, what else is next?
A couple tablespoons of tomato paste.
Now that you don't normally see in Asian cuisine.
No, but it adds a little bit of consistency and some nice red flavor.
And sweetness.
And sweetness, yes.
And then what else you got in there?
Then we're going, this is in this bowl, this little bowl here.
So this has the peanut butter, the hoisin sauce, and the tomato paste.
Right. Now, so far nothing in there is spicy. This recipe does have a little spice for it, and here's the secret. Spice and any other flavor, bitter, sour, these are all things that over time, if you keep trying spicy foods, for example, then you will eventually start to like them. Like when I was a kid, Grampy told me that I might not like onions now, but when I was an adult, I would really like onions. And I did not believe him, but he was right. I tried some grilled onions when I was 18, and all of a sudden I thought, well, why didn't I ever think those were good? Those are delicious.
I always loved onions. But you're right, so you may love them now, or you'll love them in the future, but chances are spice is nice.
Yeah, and keep trying. Whatever flavor it is.
So we have the spice, and so what do we do with that?
Okay,
or what's
so
the
we've
next
got
step?
this chili sauce, which is an Asian chili sauce.
This is an Asian chili sauce. As our friends who are watching this in Asia, and we know people actually on YouTube watch these videos in Asia, this is I would call this the Asian version of ketchup, and it looks a little like ketchup. If you go to many Asian restaurants, it's on the table where you'd have some ketchup. Now, it has a little bit of kick to it. It's called sriracha chili sauce, and people use it on hamburgers. It's basically chili, sugar, salt, garlic, vinegar, and some other stuff to preserve it.
Yep. We're just going to use a little squirt of it because.
Shake it up.
Oh yeah, you're right. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Okay. And here's a nice little squirt.
Okay.
And that's all I think we need.
And so you can see it in there.
Just a little chit.
And then now do we mix it together? Oh my.
No barking.
So we.
Excuse me. No, let's put in some water.
Oh, okay.
And then about a quarter cup of water. And this will make it nice and.
We need to get glass bowls. Okay.
Why don't
well,
I
anyway,
do that while
you can see.
Why don't I do that while you do the garlic?
And we're gonna. How many cloves of garlic are we gonna use?
2 cloves of garlic.
Okay, so we're gonna. This is a garlic press. These are cloves of garlic that I've already peeled. You stick it in the garlic press like that, and you squeeze it. It's a little bit like the Play-Doh hair station. And you squeeze it through, and it comes out the other end. Maybe a little knife helps. Pull it out. There's that.
That never gives enough garlic. I'd do 3.
Yeah.
I have to excuse our dogs.
Not very well behaved for this. This is why they normally don't allow dogs in television studios, but our television studios are our kitchen.
So I've got this all mixed up. I'm going to come around and show you over here. So you see, it's just everything's mixed up, everything's uniform. Those little lumps are just the peanuts that were in the peanut butter. And we're going to let it sit right there.
And while this happens, remember I said in the last video, it's good to see when things don't work. I never use this device. I really don't like these devices. I was using it because I thought it would be fun to show you how to do things without a knife. This is really where a knife comes in. I almost always chop my garlic by hand this way. Now, obviously, this is not something that kids should be doing early on, but as you get some practice with mom and dad in terms of knife skills, it's pretty essential because I don't know how to cook without a knife. So I was trying to cook without a knife using that tool. It didn't work. But this is where we talked earlier in a previous video about about having everything all set out, mise en place. Well, this is where you can get another French word that we can talk about, a sous chef. Now, a sous chef is a chef who's underneath you. It's below, sous. And Jackson and Libbie, this is an opportunity to recruit mom and dad and grandma and grandpa to be your sous chef and just say, will you be my sous chef? I would like you to chop up some garlic. And they will do it. And they will do it very quietly, which is what a sous chef does.
That's right.
And they will deliver it to you. So anyway, we have this garlic all chopped up. You can see.
Guess who Jim's sous chef is most of the time?
Persephone? No, Persephone is really not that good
She's
in the kitchen.
not a very good sous
It's
chef.
Molly. Molly's a great sous chef. Okay, so we that's chopped up garlic, and now we're going to do something to really bring out the flavor, which is add some heat. Probably another thing that mom and dad can help with. But Molly's going to go to the stove and turn on this little fry pan and add some garlic and then some oil. And the reason we're doing it in the order of, well, garlic or oil, basically putting them in at the same time. Are you doing it, you're putting the garlic in now, or are you doing the peppers first?
They all can go in together.
So the peppers and the garlic and the oil together, through the chemistry of heat, will bring out the flavor and intensify it and really kick it up and all the good things. I'm not going to get too much into a chemistry lesson because I don't really understand the chemistry behind it, but all I can say is that there's a lot of good things going on when you add heat and oil and peppers and garlic together.
Yeah, well, one of the good things that goes on is that the oil coats the inside of your mouth when you eat. And so it carries whatever flavor it has. So what we're doing right now on the stove is we're heating up some oil, and then we're going to put in the garlic and some red pepper flakes. Did you show them these?
No. So these are red pepper flakes. Let me show you in this camera here. They are basically very spicy. They're oftentimes, you may see them on top of pizza. And as a way to spice up pizza, they're also used a lot in Asian foods and Italian foods. And so we're combining these red pepper flakes with the garlic. I'm going to take this off the stove for a second because we don't yet have the best cooking setup, but you can see the garlic, the red peppers, and the oil together are being sauteed in this pan. How high is the heat?
It's pretty high so that it brings everything out. And I'm just going to keep sauteing or sort of pushing them around with a spatula until I start to smell the garlic and the pepper as it rises up in the steam. It's about a minute. And that lets me know that the all of those yummy flavors in the pepper and garlic have been released into the oil, and now the oil's being infused with their flavor.
And so as she does that, I'm going to get out a plate and talk to you about something that I think is really important in terms of food, which is presentation.
Okay, Jim, can I have the other mixture?
So
I'm
here
gonna finish
is the
making
plate.
it.
Here's the mixture. So again, these are the summer rolls. Take them off the cellophane. And we had 5 that didn't get eaten from the preparation stage. We're going to lay them out on a plate. Maybe in a somewhat of flower pattern.
So Jim, now what I've just done is
Smells so good.
I've added the peanut mixture to the pan, left the garlic and the pepper and the oil in the pan, and then I added that whole bowl of the peanut mixture in, and I'm cooking it down. And when it's ready, it's going to come out, it's going to be like almost like a ketchup consistency.
Yeah. And I wish this was smell-o-vision. It smells so good. So I'm talking about decorating the plate here while she does that. I'm getting just a glass bowl. It's really important to present food in an attractive way. And you can see this is all waiting with 5 rolls, one for every person in the family, to have the sauce put right in the center. And cooking is fun and tasty, but the first sense that you have when you get food is through the eyes. So I think it's really...
the smell?
And the smell. I think, okay, the eyes and the smell. So when you present something, you want to make sure that it's visually attractive. And not all foods have an aroma as powerful as this. This is very pungent because of that chemistry of the oil and the pepper flakes.
So here's the sauce in the pan. It's much thicker. And it's got that beautiful flavor and a beautiful color. It's very pretty. Now, it's also very, very, very hot.
Yeah, normally you would, and we will probably, let this cool off.
Yep. Got to let that cool down before you eat it.
Because it will burn your mouth.
Yep.
But you can put this in the fridge. The sauce will keep for 2 or 3 days, as will the summer rolls, which you could probably have to keep them for a day or so. You want to keep them in that container I showed you before with the wet paper towel underneath. But that is our summer rolls and peanut sauce. It was fun cooking with you, Molly.
It's fun cooking with you, Jim.
And it's fun cooking with you, Libby and Jackson, and hope you try these.
It's cooking with Jackson and Libbie. Yeah, cooking with Jackson and Libbie.